IT begins. Antifa promises violent rallies in 20 American cities on November 4 to remove Trump and Pence. November 4 it begins, the ad continues. Join with the thousands who will gather in cities and towns across the country. A movement of protests that continue every day and night, growing until we become millions. Determined now to stop until this regime is driven from power. This nightmare must end. The Trump/Pence regime must go. So declare the opening lines of a full-page advertisement in the New York Times promoting mayhem and insurrection for this Saturday, November 4. November 4 it begins, the ad continues. Join with the thousands who will gather in cities and towns across the country. A movement of protests that continue every day and night, growing until we become millions. Determined now to stop until this regime is driven from power. The advertisement directs readers to go to refusefascism.org to find a protest near you. At the website, information on planned November 4 protests can be found for Boston, Chicago, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Austin, Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, New York City, Omaha, and other cities. The New York Times, of course, knows, even if many of its readers do not, that Refuse Fascism is a front group founded and run by the Revolutionary Communist Party, RCP, a violent Marxist-Leninist group that idolizes China's communist mass murderer Mao Zedong. Which makes the Refuse Fascism appeal to humanity doubly ludicrous and doubly offensive. No. In the name of humanity we refuse to accept a fascist America, the ad declares. In the name of humanity? The Revolutionary Communist Party, Refuse Fascism fanatics still believe that Mao was fully justified in murdering tens of millions of Chinese and torturing, imprisoning, and enslaving hundreds of millions more. The RCP, Refuse Fascism cadres form a major component of the masked, black-clad Antifa thugs who have been rioting and causing mayhem throughout America for the past year. The New Americans Mitchell Schur reported on September 30 about the upcoming November 4 protests planned by the Antifa, RCP communists. We have already seen these protests and the death, destruction, and turmoil they have left in their wakes. Why is the New York Times helping a known communist group, one with both a long history of violence as well as recent involvement in riots, sedition, and other criminal acts, promote havoc and the overthrow of a validly elected President of the United States? It's no secret that the New York Times has been pro-communist for over a century. From covering up Stalin's genocide of millions of Ukrainians to helping make Fidel Castro the dictator of Cuba, to glorifying Mao Zedong, to romanticizing communist weather underground terrorist Bill Ayers, and much, much more, the Times has been foremost among media organizations promoting communism worldwide. In fact, this year, in celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Bolshevik Revolution, the Times has run an appalling series of articles under the heading Red Century that wistfully pine for the romantic era of the Gulag and the Lubyanka.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. If you like donate to us, visit home on the page PayPal.